Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So today, in today's match, we did win against Athletic Club 1-0. And so before I do go further into detail about this match, I do want to address one thing, and that was the situation that happened before the match, which was the Arthur fiasco. And so earlier today, we did have a report come out from Sky Sports, and they claimed that Juventus agreed on a 72.5 million fee to sign Barcelona's Arthur Melo. And when this report did come out, it was all over the media. There was people questioning me on the DMs about what was going on. Is Arthur Melo actually going to go to Juventus? And so this is why I do want to talk about it really quick before we do talk about the match that happened today. And so we do have a report coming from Gabriel Sams stating that Arthur knows about Juventus offer but is focused on Athletic Bilbao, and he does want to start tonight and return to show himself as an important piece at FC Barcelona. He is now silent and his family has received a new offer, which is 70 million euros plus 1 million in bonuses every year. Then going on to the next report coming from Moises Llorens from ESPN, Barcelona has agreed to the arrival of Pjanic to Barcelona as long as Arthur agrees to move to Juventus. Arthur even today continues with his idea of not leaving Barcelona, and so this should basically give you guys a great idea on where Arthur's head is at. Like, it's clearly being stated that Arthur Melo does not want to leave regardless of how good this deal is. And then I want to go to the last report coming from Mundo Deportivo. They have claimed Barcelona denies having closed the transfer of Arthur to Juventus. So basically this means that the whole 75.8 million euros from Juventus, yes, that part, that number is real. Yes, Juventus did offer that type of number to FC Barcelona, but the way that these reports were saying that Juventus has agreed to sign Arthur Melo for 72.5 million euros, that right there is how they do want to get the audience attention. Every time you do attach a number to an operation, people tend to think that the operation is finalized, and that is why Barcelona said that yes, is the operation on the works? Does Barcelona want to bring in Pjanic? Does Juventus want to bring in Arthur Melo? Yes, that situation, that operation exists. Is Juventus offering 72.5 million euros? Yes, that's also true, but the operation is not finalized. Nothing is closed. The operation is far from being closed, and that is why Barcelona is here to say that the operation is not closed yet. There is no definitive answer. And even though Barcelona do want the move and Juventus do also want the move and do want to pay Barcelona 72.5 million euros in this summer, Arthur Melo is going to continue to say no. And just to give you guys another pointer, every time we do hear a new detail in this operation, right? Let's say that it's 72.5 million euros plus Pjanic for free or something like that. That does not matter. As long as Arthur Melo continues to say no, this operation will never be closed. Don't be fooled just because you hear a new detail on an operation. We have to hear something from Arthur first. And so with this whole fiasco going on, right, could this be the reason why we did see Arthur Melo start today in today's match? And that is where we are going to transition into the match itself. And so starting with the lineup, we did see Ter Stegen, Semedo, Piqué, Sergio Busquets, Arthur Melo, Luis Suarez, Messi, Lenglet, Griezmann, Jordi Alba, and Vidal. It's a very normal starting 11, but we did see Arthur Melo start for the first time in a very long time, and we also saw the MSG start in that front line, and we haven't seen the MSG start since January 9th when Barcelona did play against Atletico Madrid. So it was a very exciting but very questionable lineup. And so we're going to split this review into three parts. It's going to be the first half match review, second half match review, and then I'm going to give my overall on how I feel about this match. And so starting with the first half, so like every game, Barcelona did gain about 70% of the possession, and every time we did head into that final third, we tend to see Atletico defend with 5 players in that defensive line, which made it extremely hard for Barcelona to get a goal. And throughout that first half, we did see Suarez get 2 clear chances, which could have easily put us 2-0 up within the first 30 minutes, but Suarez did blow those 2 chances and we did not score. And Suarez continues to show that he's rapidly going through a decline. And every time we did get the ball in that final third area, Bilbao tend to close very fast and close all the areas where Messi or Suarez or Griezmann can get through. And so Bilbao really did come with a real game plan. And I want to stick with these first 30 minutes, right? Because in these first 30 minutes, Barcelona really did seem disorganized when they do attack. And when I mean by disorganized, I mean like every player that was going up to support Lionel Messi or Suarez or Griezmann, everyone was playing their own game. We did not look like a collective. There was a lot of misplaced passes, a lot of misplaced shots. There was miscommunication between Messi and Semedo, Griezmann and Jordi Alba, Suarez and Messi. Everyone looked all over the place, and I believe that that was the real problem in those first 30 minutes. And so seeing that every player was actually playing their own game and we looked very very individual. I believe that Setien really had a difficult time communicating his game plan on what he wants his players to do in this match. And that is why we did see Setien so frustrated within those first 30 minutes. And the players simply did not understand what Quique Setien was trying to apply to these players. And we also did not look very precise in that final third. And everyone, like us fans and Setien and everyone that was watching FC Barcelona tonight, did see that. And that was a real problem. And so going past the 30 minutes, right, we did have a cooling break. And I did expect Setien to make things more clear, like, hey, we're supposed to play in this way. You need to position yourself in that way, because clearly within those first 30 minutes, we had no real game plan. And if we look at the stats within those first 30 minutes, we can see that Barcelona had 67% possession, yet Athletic Club had more big chances. They had one big chance while Barcelona had zero. And so I did expect Barcelona to come off better when we did come out that cooling break. But unfortunately, when that first half did finish, we ended up having 71% possession, and yet our big chances remained at zero. And so we were unable to find solutions in that first half overall. And I believe one of the main problems that we did have in that first half was that Barcelona had no width. If we really look at one of the big problems that MSG do have, that is the width. Like, Messi is not going to be running like Dembele runs on that right wing area. Griezmann does not have the pace to be running like Ansu Fati. And so what Barcelona had to do was rely going through the middle. And that is why we saw Athletic Club defend with 5 men. They read Barcelona early. They did their homework. They studied the way Barcelona attacked, and they saw their weaknesses. And one of Barcelona's weaknesses was the sidelines. And with Athletic Club putting 5 men on that defensive line, it really clogged the middle of the pitch. And that is why we saw Barcelona continue to struggle making big chances. And I give my respect to Athletic Club. They came in prepared. They came in with a real game plan, and Barcelona did not. And so now going into the second half, right, I really did expect Barcelona to pick it up, and we did see that. Barcelona did pick up the intensity in the second half, and we really started to build a connection and really started to play as a collective. But it wasn't until the 56th minute when we did finally see the first substitution, and we did see Riqui Puig come in for Arthur Melo. And then later on in the match, we did see Ivan Rakitic come in for Sergio Busquets and Ansu Fati coming in for Antoine Griezmann. And when those substitutions were placed, that is when everything officially started to turn around, and we finally started to see something new. We finally started to experience a breath of fresh air. We needed a change, and I'm glad that Quique Setien did do that. And I want to talk about 2 players from those 3 substitutions, and that is Riqui Puig and Ansu Fati. So when they were subbed in, we did see Riqui Puig bring in more directness into the attack. The way that I saw Riqui Puig move into the final third and really split that defense in half with those through balls was amazing to watch. That is exactly what Barcelona needed. Yes, can Messi provide that? Of course, but he cannot provide that all the time. And Riqui Puig was there to provide that extra edge in order for Barcelona to start creating big chances. And I love what Riqui Puig was bringing to the table. As for Ansu Fati, we did see Ansu Fati take on players. We did see Ansu Fati bring the pace and the speed and the quickness. And he really did put himself in a position to really become a real threat in that final third area. And I'm glad to see Ansu Fati continue to grow his game, because if he continues to play in this way, we will see Ansu Fati become one of the biggest stars in world football. And overall, I love it. I love the way how Riqui Puig entered in this match, and I love how Ansu Fati entered in this match. They both provided qualities that Barcelona was missing within those first 60 minutes. And I do want to lean towards into Riqui Puig just a little bit more, because I believe what we saw from Riqui Puig today is really going to start solidifying Setien's decision making on who he wants to start in that starting 11, because we are finally starting to see Riqui Puig become more of a physical presence on that pitch. Like, he is pressuring, he is doing ball recoveries, and while Riqui Puig is doing those recoveries, he does tend to get the ball and quickly try to pass it to Lionel Messi. And that's all I'm asking for, right? This is all I'm asking from Riqui Puig. Back then, we did see Riqui Puig receive the ball. He wasn't much of a physical presence. Our midfield did tend to look very weak, but now with Riqui Puig really stepping up his game and really pressuring these defenders, and again becoming that physical presence that we were asking for from Riqui Puig, if he continues in that way, Riqui Puig can easily become a starter in that midfield. And again, that is all I'm asking for. If Riqui Puig progresses and tries to improve his game in this way, I really do believe that we can safely say that in the future we could possibly see a De Jong, Arthur, and Riqui Puig midfield, because I have always expressed how the midfield needs to be balanced. That midfield needs to bring the physicality and needs to bring the creativity, and with Riqui Puig adding that extra physical presence, there should be no problem with having a midfield of Arthur, under Riqui, Puig, and De Jong. And so there are very exciting times coming to FC Barcelona, and I cannot wait. And if Setien continues to play Ansu Fati and Riqui Puig more and more throughout this season, that will make every Barcelona fan, every player, and especially Riqui Puig very, very happy. And let's hope that we do start seeing Ansu Fati and Riqui Puig maybe even start in the starting 11 going forward, because every time they do step on the pitch, Barcelona tends to look very different and look more threatening on the field. And so besides that, right, going forward and moving forward to the 71st minute, Ivan Rakitic did score today, and I am so glad to see Ivan Rakitic score in today's match. There were so many Barcelona fans like me and a lot of other people out there that were really hating on Ivan Rakitic because of his performances. He was simply just not adding any assists nor goals, but Ivan Rakitic was the man today to score the goal, to save us and secure those 3 points. And we did also see Messi give that assist to Ivan Rakitic, and with that being said, Messi now has 15 assists, meaning that he needs 5 more assists in order to break his all-time record when it comes to assists in a league season. Right now, his record is 19 assists in one league season, and putting 5 more on top of what he currently has will put him at 20 assists. And so look, with this second half, this was a much better second half compared to the first half, and we did get those 3 points because of Ivan Rakitic. And in the end, we did have 73% possession, and Athletic Club did have 27% possession. And if we look to the left, we can see that Barcelona clearly improved from the first half, creating 2 big chances and had a total of 15 chances created. And so I am very glad that Barcelona did pick up their game. And so look, overall, right, what do I think about this match? And I do want to point out 4 things that we have learned from this match, and I also want to call out one big report that did come out a couple of hours ago. And so the first one, overall, Setien still has a lot of work to do, because seeing this Barcelona right now, they are simply not ready to compete for the UCL. I don't see Barcelona easily going through Napoli, and let alone even going to the quarterfinals. And so there's still a lot of work that Setien needs to solve, because right now we have only scored 1 goal within the past 2 matches. We were held 0-0 against Sevilla, and now we barely beat Athletic Club 1-0, and that is extremely unacceptable. And so the attack overall needs to improve. The second thing, right, is Antoine Griezmann. Like, what in the world are we going to do with Antoine Griezmann? Today, in today's match, we saw again that Griezmann continues to look lost, and we don't know what's going on with Antoine Griezmann. We have seen Messi and Suarez have times where they could have passed it to Antoine Griezmann, but they did ignore him. Could it be because he lost his confidence, or could it be because he is still unable to find his role? The third thing that I do want to point out is that Busquets will miss the next match, which will be against Celta Vigo. He did pick his 5th yellow card in today's match, and so unfortunately we will not have Busquets nor De Jong. And the last thing that I do want to point out is this, and this is just in. According to Cadena Ser, tomorrow there will be a key meeting with Arthur. If the Brazilian changes his mind and decides to leave, the operation with Juventus could be finalized, and that is something that we will be expanding on in the next video. I don't want to make this video too long, but I do want to announce this to you guys. And so look, I do expect Arthur Melo to state to FC Barcelona and Juventus that he wants no part in this operation and that he does want to stay. But whatever happens in this key meeting, we will be addressing that in the next video, and we will be doing it in this channel. And just to finalize this 1-0 win, we are on top of the league again, but that is only because we have 1 match more than Real Madrid. Madrid currently do have 30 games played, and we have 31. And so look, we have more questions than answers at the moment. Did we see a few bright moments from these youngsters? Of course, I'm happy, but there is still a lot of things that we do need to fix, and there is a lot of questions that we do have for Quique Setien, because we did see Quique Setien frustrated on the sideline, knowing that things are simply not clicking on that final third area. And so we do need to find out solutions and answers very quickly, because the game against Atletico Madrid is quickly approaching, and we do need to win every match going forward in order for us to win the league. And so that is it for today's Barcelona post-match review. A lot is going on right now, and remember, whatever goes on in that meeting, we will be addressing that in this channel in the next video. And so thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.